Welcome to Brother Owl's Garden. I'm Brian and I honor your presence here today. Before I get into today's topic, I wanted to address a question that I got from one of our subscribers who asked, how did you come up with the name Brother Owl's Garden? What's the backstory to that? And I actually really like that question. It's very good because each of the three words, Brother Owl's Garden, is was chosen because it was meaningful. Um, the word brother, because of the closeness and familiarity and intimacy and trust that word carries with it. There's also a bit of a tinge of a monastic quality to that, such as, monks refer to each other as brother. And it just made sense. It made sense. Um, owl. Owl, because the owl is, I may have mentioned this in another video, the owl is my personal totem or animal spirit companion. In the Hawaiian culture, that's referred to as aumakua. It's a little bit different. That kind of applies to your family and your clan, but it also can apply to you individually. And so the owl was the only. I have two, also the green sea turtle, but the owl is very, very prominent. Um, I'll get into that in another episode, but there's a reason why it's so prominent to me, but it's very clear that that's my animal spirit guide. Some people, you may have one that you resonate with very much and you feel a very, very, enhanced connection with, and that could be the reason why. Could be your spirit animal. And garden. Okay, so why garden? Because a garden is a place where things are cultivated and grown. It's a place where the earth is worked, the soil is tilled, the compost is created, the weeds are pulled, the crops are planted and watered and fertilized and harvested. So very metaphorical for this spiritual journey and this platform that this YouTube channel is all about, which is the sharing. It's a platform for me to share whatever spiritual insight and wisdom that I may have picked up along the way as an offering to you, that it might enhance your own journey and make a difference for you, to be helpful and meaningful. So that's why Brother Owl's Garden. All right, so today's topic is it's about how so many of us live before we're really conscious enough about living. And what I'm referring to specifically is this. I find it staggering how many of us live by a code which could be described as living according to what we think other people think we should be doing. It sounds pretty simple, like, yeah, of course, duh. But until you're actually brilliantly conscious of that, that can be a program that's running in the back of your mind and dictating your life, or at least, impacting your life tremendously. Think about it. Think of the ways that you might be living your life by the direction of what you think other people think you should be doing. We're not even talking about how other people think you should live. We're even talking about one layer removed from that, what you think they think you should be living. I have to go to law school, and I have to get that BMW, and I have to marry the hot wife, and I have to buy that big house, and I have to have a certain number of likes on my anti-social media. I have to wake up in the morning and check how much approval and validation I've gotten from everyone around me. Because if not, then what? So people are terrified of not belonging. They're terrified of not being welcome in the herd. Is that what you really want? Are you willing to forfeit your sovereignty and the direction of your own life as you see fit in order to keep in the good graces of the others, society, your clique, whatever your group is that that may apply to that category. Are you willing to subjugate your soul for that? There's probably some ways in your life that you may still be doing that. Once you become conscious of it, it's like you were wearing a big, heavy, old, wet trench coat for most of your life, and then one day you say, "Oh, gosh, I don't need that. I don't want that at all." Woof, and you throw it off, and now you're free, but you're naked. So what? Do you really care that much what other people think of you? And you probably do, because we all do to an extent. We can only take it so far before we begin to cringe and backpedal. In most cases, if you are at the point where you literally do not ever have that problem, good for you. Good for you. Wow, have you progressed? I don't know that most of us are there yet, but all of us should be aspiring to be there, to be totally free, completely oblivious and utterly uninterested, and also utterly unaffected by what others may happen to think of us, which, by the way, changes on a dime, changes on a whim, changes with the breeze, and doesn't matter anyway. You should only be comparing yourself to who you were yesterday. In other words, the level of transcendence and growth that you were at yesterday. And I don't even encourage comparing too much, but what I mean is you should not be saying, how am I doing compared to that other person? How am I doing compared to that gorgeous person over there? How am I doing compared to that super popular person over there? Oh my gosh, let it go. Who cares? What a burden, what a drag. Drop that. Stop living your life according to what you think other people think you should be doing with your life. Do what you think you should be doing with your life, and also revise that as you grow. Go ahead and let go of old concepts and old ideas of what you wanted to do with your life as they no longer serve you or have been completed or you outgrow them. If you want to incorporate something into the way you make decisions about your life, I have one little nugget that I can offer you for that. It's something against which to hold every decision that you are trying to make, especially when it's a difficult decision. When it's a difficult decision, it's because it's not obviously incredibly better or obviously incredibly worse than the other alternative or alternatives that you may be considering. But here's the litmus test for that. Close your eyes for a moment while I explain this to you, because I'd like you to visualize this. I think it would be more powerful that way. So let's close our eyes. When faced with making a decision, this or that, whatever it may be in your life, and you're not sure which step to take, which path to walk, ask yourself this question. At the end of my life, when my living is complete and I am taking my last few breaths, which thing do I want to be able to say I did? By the way, the gunshot, which happens every now and again, is intended to scare birds away from rice crops. It just happens whenever. So there's your litmus. At the end of my life, when I am taking my last few breaths, you're on your deathbed kind of a situation. Life is completed. You're about to transition into the next. This life is complete. What do you want to be able to say? What will give you the greatest satisfaction of having experienced, achieved, or done? This one or that one? And don't overthink it intellectually. The answer will probably appear to you in one of them rising up a little higher. That's the one you do. But what about what my family thinks of that? What about what others think about that? How might that look on social media? What will my peers say? Are you kidding? We're going to be criticized, misunderstood, and judged forever by just about everyone, no matter what you do. So, might as well go ahead and be criticized, judged, and misunderstood for doing what you loved and what resonated as true and good and right for you in your life. Of course, I'm not talking about doing something that's incredibly selfish and adversely affects those who are connected to you beyond their choice. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is when you're making important life decisions and when you're designing your lifestyle, how do I want to live? What priorities do I want to maintain and cultivate in my life? And which ones do I want to let go? This kind of thing. Let's stop living our lives according to what we think other people think we should be doing. Free yourself and live free and fully in its fullest abundance. And as always, remember to abide in thankfulness for your highest good in the most benevolent outcome of the divine will. Thank you, Birdie. Peace.